All right, welcome everyone. Okay, so let's start off the Thursday live stream just by going over one of the swing trade ideas from the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter that was sent out to all the private members and students on Sunday night. And it's what you guys are seeing right here, VLO. So I'll give you guys kind of an in-depth outlook onto kind of the reasons why we're looking at this one. And also what made me want to take a look at this, not just passively, but in an active way. And the reason why we executed on this name this week too. And so, first of all, VLO. All right, this is a oil refinery name. It's again energy. It's an energy corporation. It says it in its name. And overall, energy has a seasonal relative strength starting in March and can last all the way up into right around the corner of the beginning of summer. And I told my members that especially crude oil and natural gas tend to do really well in the month of March. And I told them this last month, around mid to late last month. And again, if you guys want to get access to these ideas, these early information that's critical to following market trends, make sure you guys join the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter. And so VLO really just fit all the criteria of what we wanted to see. So first of all, from a technical perspective, now with the fact that we have that out of the way of all the seasonal trends and relative strength, this name on the weekly time frame just screams buy. All right, so VLO has been consolidating since June of 2022. Hey Joe, what's up? Do nothing. What's up? Adriana, thank you so much for those comments. And wow, 5 likes. Thank you guys. We just started. Oh, hey, welcome guys. Welcome. Seeing a lot more people coming in every single day, every single live stream. So that's great to see. So and obviously more people who watch the recording as well. So again, thank you guys so much for the support. So VLO here on the weekly with this consolidation, well, multi-year consolidation, and the price basically has not gotten anywhere or hasn't made any progress since June of 2022, has made a large base with this ascending triangle chart pattern. So we have this ascending support trend line, which we've retested only twice. So from a macro perspective, it's one time over here, and then the second time over here. All right, and so this could be classified as a W or a double bottom chart pattern, but overall, just from a macro perspective, I want to take a look at this one in a way where we're able to take in the entire consolidation phase. So basically, more than half of this consolidation is made up of this ascending triangle chart pattern with a flat resistance at 150.50. And remember 150.50 because that's going to be very relevant and crucial down the line here. So in a couple of minutes. So VLO, the fact that the entire energy sector tends to run from March to early May or even late April, VLO looks really promising. First of all, a very bullish chart pattern, consolidation for over a year, almost 2 years, and the fact that it was sitting currently before this was featured in the newsletter on Sunday, near all-time highs. And that really matters because if we get, number one, a combination of the entire energy sector being very strong, relatively strong as a sector in itself individually, and number two, on top of that, we have the overall markets making new all-time highs every single day, we tend to get very nice breakouts on individual names like VLO. And so what popped up into my head is blue sky breakout. Okay, remember that term, blue sky breakout, because if VLO is able to take out its all-time highs, which is sitting at this candlestick's high here, this weekly candlestick's high at 152.20, we can see a sustained momentum move to the upside into new all-time highs. And whenever we have a blue sky breakout, we tend to see continuous buying momentum where we see continuous all-time high day to day, week to week, and month to month. So that's essentially my entire mid to long-term perspective on this one. But short-term now, if you go down to the lower time frame, so now that we've got all of that information out of the way, more the mid to long-term information, if you go on the daily time frame here now, here were our entries, right? So basically, in the newsletter, I gave a lot more of a detailed explanation, so I'm just giving you guys a quick rundown, a quick summary. So VLO looked really good over 144.20, and that was a previous level of resistance because in the daily time frame, the price was ranging and consolidating, and in itself, making a very small base between 135.50 to 144. And so if you were to retest 144.20, that could provide us with a pretty good bounce entry. And that's exactly what we did on Monday. And plus, if you go look at the Friday's candlestick, guess what the high was on last Friday? 144.14. So if our entry point was over 144.20, then that obviously makes the fact that the price is going over the previous high of the day, the PHOD, which was last Friday's high. And so that clearly demonstrates that there are buyers coming in. And so as long as we held over 144, or at the very minimum, we continue to stay over the daily 10 and the daily 21 SMAs, which is again my short-term momentum SMAs that support the price up higher and needs to keep the price up higher, we would continue to move to the upside. And then if we were able to reach 147, so this is the critical area here, this critical level of resistance, because last week's highs was, well, you guys can guess, 147, right? So last week's highs was at this candlestick here on the daily time frame, 147.06. And so our second point of entry, or maybe if members weren't looking at this one and they want to check, they want to see a better and more confirmed entry point, 147.10 would have been the more confident entry point for anyone who were, if anyone wasn't trying to get in right in this consolidation area. So 147.10 was a great level of resistance to look at on a daily time frame too, because this entire week so far, on Monday and Tuesday, we've retested it twice, and then today is when we broke over it. So in the newsletter, I have detailed that I want to see a first target to 147, since ideally we wanted to get an early entry over 144 and over last Friday's highs, and which we got, and I want to see that first target at 147, and we got that twice on Monday and Tuesday, and then we continued to hold, not minding the fact that the price wanted to just have a nice little retest at the daily 10. Again, if the price holds over the momentum daily 10 and 21 SMAs, the price is still in the short-term uptrend, right? And if it doesn't, and if it closes below any of those two SMAs, it's a warning sign that the uptrend, the short-term uptrend, is about to break and reverse to the downside. Very simple. So today we got a very nice retest at 144 again, after we retested the daily 10 for confirmation that we want to hold this momentum to the upside, and we absolutely lifted off to the upside and broke over 147, and ultimately, after hitting and going over our first ideal target, we hit 150.50 on the dot. I literally told my members on Sunday night, I typed this in the newsletter, that 150.50 will be our second ideal target. And then that point forward, if you're able to break over 150.50, we will see all-time highs and potentially a blue sky breakout. And again, that blue sky breakout is only going to happen if we continuously see the entire energy sector, and especially crude oil, continuously making higher highs and higher lows, and obviously the market continuously sustaining a larger move to the upside, right? Since we are continuously hitting all-time highs. So, VLO today at highs today, it hit around 80%. Basically, we went from 144 to 150.50. And if you guys want to know which option contracts we were looking at, and basically that was written in the newsletter, make sure you guys join us. And if you guys decide to DM me on Instagram to join, I will be giving you guys a very, very good surprise. So make sure you guys DM me. So again, if you guys really want to read the entire newsletter from top to bottom and also see which contracts that we're looking at, make sure you guys let me know on Instagram. So VLO definitely had an amazing run up today, backed up with volume, even though I really wanted to see a little bit more volume, maybe at least a doubling in the average daily volume, so around 6 million. But hey, I can't be I can't be too disappointed in today's volume, since the daily volume has surpassed the average volume. So again, for VLO, there's still an opportunity to get in if you guys want to get in. All you need to see is a break over 150.50 until we start to make continuous new all-time highs for a blue sky breakout. And also, if we're able to hit 160, all right, that's kind of my ideal target here, 160. That will be amazing as well in the next couple of weeks. All right, but again, on the weekly time frame, we had a nice breakout this week. But by tomorrow, I will want to see a higher weekly volume, literally a higher weekly volume compared to last week's volume. All right, and why do we want to see that? Well, as we're continuously moving to the upside, we want to see increasing volume as we head into a major level of resistance and a huge area of supply, as the price has rejected twice here. Number one here, number two here, at the all-time highs area. All right, so I would expect to see a break over the previous all-time high at 152.20 and then rejecting again, giving us a third pivot high point, just like what we saw in the last two previous pivot high points. Okay, so that is my kind of review on VLO, and this is really looking out to be a very, very good swing trade idea so far for this week. And members have been catching it really well with me, and VLO overall is just ripe to move to the upside. It's the timing is perfect as well, and the execution was perfect too, over 144. And oh hey, what's up guys? Oh, 6 likes now. Awesome. Let's get to 10. We've been reaching 10 and over actually on our lives and even on the most recent videos too that I've uploaded. So it's great to see that support coming in now. All right, so VLO here again, very, very good name. It just fits the current story and the theme right now on the overall markets and where the money is rotating into, especially into defensive sectors like energy, utilities, and etc. So as long as VLO continues to stay over 147 this week, and maybe even next week, it might even retest 147 before seeing a nice lift up higher to 150.50 and then breaking out for that blue sky breakout. Okay, so that is what we're looking at for VLO. And if you guys want to take a look at the now, well, it was private but now public technical analysis video for this week's CFO Swinger Watch newsletter, I have linked it down below in the description box. So make sure you guys take a look at that. I highly recommend you guys take a look at it, since that video was made and uploaded on Sunday. And if you guys want to gain access on that private now public video a day earlier, since I make it public on Monday, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram, and again, you guys will have a surprise waiting for you. All right, so that's it for VLO, and I now want to talk about, I want to talk about IWM, so small caps. So we are continuously seeing really good overall rotation into small caps, and IWM just continuously really has a lot of room. essentially. It just has a lot of room. I mean, I mentioned this on Tuesday's live stream as well. And, you know, if small caps are really due for a run, then I really want to see a run, since it's been making a multi-year base since I would say around April of 2022 or April to May of 2022. So it's essentially really just has been craving to move to the upside, and so far it's been holding this psychological $200 level. So this is pretty critical. Okay, so my targets for IWM, I've been showing this chart forever. So if you guys have not had these targets on your own time frames, on your weekly, monthly, or daily, whatever it is, you guys should have it now, right? 209, 216, and 226.50. All right, those are my immediate short-term to mid-term targets, and obviously long-term target is at 226.50. But overall, this is what I'm looking for IWM. Hey, what's up, man? Google, Crowd, Tesla, mRNA, and Apple. Okay, sure. Let's quickly go over these. All right, let's see if we can get to 10 likes tonight, guys. 10 likes. Let's get there. So, and I think that's you, Valger. I think that's your list. So, mRNA. This one is actually kind of intriguing me, and it has been intriguing me today because in the weekly time frame, it doesn't look too bad. All right. So mRNA, I haven't had a really good look at this name in a long time, but you know, on the weekly time frame, oh, we have some overlapping levels here. Take out this one. So let's actually change the color here too. So what we have here for mRNA is essentially a very nice weekly cup and handle chart pattern, or if you want to look at it simply, a nice kind of a weird, I guess. It is pretty not textbook inverted head and shoulders here. So what we have here is essentially what we have with this left shoulder here. Okay, let me just draw it out real quick. It's gonna be very, very quick, but oops. All right. So that's the left shoulder, the inverted left shoulder, the inverted head here now, and then we have our current inverted right shoulder. So this right here is obviously an inherently bullish chart pattern, and as we're continuously making this right shoulder, I expect to see a very rapid rise to that next weekly level of resistance at 105.50. And I believe I told you this as well in the Discord today, if I'm not mistaken. So mRNA has every chance to really have a nice reversal move, a very quick one at that as well, because mRNA tends to have these very quick, almost short squeeze like moves to the upside, and I really like this company as well for the near-term future too. And mRNA has been absolutely bogged down for the last couple of months, and even for most of 2023, as a matter of fact. So with mRNA, if we can make a quick move to 105.50, then the weekly 50 SMA here that you guys see on the dark blue line will immediately catch up and also coincide with the retest of the 105.50 resistance level. Okay, so this one's looking pretty good. So this is a very, very good pick here. Okay, and the next one I want to talk about is Apple. So so Apple is actually pretty interesting here, because on the daily time frame, if it's gonna load, if you guys take a look at the RSI, okay, so apologies about this lag here. I have a lot of applications open here. That's what happens when I live stream. But Apple has made, I believe it's first 22.02 RSI reading on the daily time frame, if I'm not mistaken. I've been seeing the RSI level for Apple trending on FinTwit, and everyone has been saying this, and I haven't checked to see yet if that's true or not, but I also have not seen Apple at 22 on the daily time frame. Let me check the let me actually check the March 2020 RSI. If everything's gonna load, things can start to move here. I can go all the way back. Things are gonna load. Yeah, so not even March of 2020, we have not seen the RSI at 2020, or excuse me, 2022. So in March of 2020, we hit a low of the RSI on the daily time frame at 28. So currently, we are really sitting at recent, well, we're making new lows in the RSI that we haven't seen for the past 4 years. So this is pretty interesting because if we were to continuously move lower, and again, I told you this as well, Valgo here, that Apple should be seeing some sort of a pivot around 168. And so I would not be surprised tomorrow if you have a nice quick move to 168 and a rather very, very quick move back up, and maybe even hitting 170 tomorrow or 171 as would be the ideal target. And from that point forward, we will most likely continue to move sideways and possibly move up further over 171 as we head into March's OPEX and even after March's OPEX, as Apple tries to recover from this very nice, I think it's about a 6% move from last week. Yeah, so about a 6.50% move from 180 here. So Apple is definitely something to be watching out for. Okay, especially tomorrow, and I might even have a trade for you guys tomorrow if we do tap this 168 for a very quick reversal move. It might even be a 0DTE contract. Okay, so next is Tesla. Okay, so Tesla, nothing has really changed. I can't see a bounce back to at least, to cover this. Okay, to cover this gap right here. Hey, what's up, Sparky? What's up? Wow, I see more people coming in now again. Awesome. You're not too late. So you are going to have to watch the recording. We're about in the 25-minute mark here, but I talk about something very important from the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter, and again, you're a member too, so I'm pretty sure you have watched the technical analysis video on Sunday, but I go over VLO and what we should be expecting for the next couple of weeks. So Sparky, you're not too late. You're perfectly on time. I'm just going over some of the tickers here that you guys have sent in. But yeah, and make sure you guys smash that like button if you guys are really enjoying this applicable information. Again, I'm always highlighting and underscoring, the importance of my information that I give to you guys. Not just valuable, but applicable and actually actionable data, right? So again, these levels are important because you guys should be putting it on your own charts, not just looking at what I'm saying, right? Or hearing what I'm saying here, or listening to what I'm saying. So for Tesla, maybe, just maybe an oversold bounce. The RSI has not hit 30s yet, and I would expect it to hit 30 before we see any type of bounce. But I can see a nice hidden RSI, hidden bullish RSI divergence here, with the price making lower lows short-term wise, while the RSI is making higher lows. So this is pretty interesting to look at in the short term, and I would not be touching this for the longer term yet. I will be checking to get leaps once we're able to come back down to around 155 to around 150. So 150 to 155 is my preferred area. Why? Because there's this very large gap up that we have not filled in back in January of last year, and this is when Tesla overtook over 135, if you guys remember, and also 120. I don't think, maybe you guys might remember 120 and 125-ish, and then 135 after that as well. But thanks to, I believe, earnings, we had this very nice gap up, and we haven't filled that in yet. So if we're able to come back down and basically at least, maybe hit 150, which is kind of the 50% gap fill of this gap up, I will be interested, quote unquote interested, in leaps, because Tesla still has a lot of room to the downside left, unfortunately, and it will take a lot of weekly and monthly consolidation to start a reversal higher. I know some people will not want to hear that, but that is the case here for Tesla. and it's not going to change until we either hit a very large pivot area like 150 to 155, or we start to see a very good volume-backed reversal to the upside. All right. Okay, and then let me take a look at Google. Bam. Okay. So Google is actually pretty interesting. I actually like Google here because it's been one of those names that have not really moved much in respect to the other Magnificent Seven stocks, and I'm just saying that in a very light manner because Google is really, to be honest, I think it's a bit undervalued here, undervalued compared to how much other names have moved. And I mean, Google is right back on its daily 200 SMA, and we have not revisited this daily 200 SMA since March of 2023. And guess what? We have revisited it for the month of March this year. So it's the 1 year anniversary since we have retested the daily 200, and obviously we took over the daily 200 SMA and continued to stay over the daily 200 by rapidly moving up to the upside. Okay, so hey Sparky, yeah sure, XLE. And funny that you mentioned that because I talk about the entire energy sector and how that relates to our VLO swing trade idea from the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter. And again, for everyone who's joining in right now, and welcome in guys, welcome in. Make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's see if we can get to that 10 like, I guess, threshold. But welcome guys. Nice to see everyone joining in so early. Awesome, awesome. So, Google here definitely is looking pretty attractive. I wouldn't be surprised if it continued to move to the upside tomorrow and hit 136. That will also be confirmed the retest of the daily 10 SMA here, my red line. So that'll be a very easy scalp to the upside. But overall, longer term perspective wise, I would say Google is at a pretty good pivot point here for some longer dated calls. And if you guys are looking for calls, I would say go out at least 6 months, like at minimum 6 months from now. All right. So again, that's all based on how much risk that you guys can tolerate based on the premium price of those contracts. And obviously you guys have got to look at everything else, the Greeks on those contracts. But for Google, definitely look for, near at the money or a little bit out the money, maybe $2 to $3 out the money from the current closing price here of 134.38. But overall, yeah, Google, it's looking interesting. That's all I would say. All right, but there's definitely a tradable idea tomorrow for a nice scalp to 136. Okay, and lastly, let's take a look at crowd. And thank you guys for giving me these tickers. So yeah, so crowd, very interesting today. That we saw some buying coming in for longer dated calls on crowd, and they're in the money too. So it's pretty expensive, and there is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there is some put sales that I saw as well, and that's important because, I mean, someone's willing to sell puts up here at all-time highs. Ooh, that's a little bit risky, but hey, they're willing to collect a premium. That's good. Okay, that's good. Okay, so let me actually look at the flow here. Yeah, I think, or maybe I was looking at something else for those put sales, but definitely crowd. I definitely saw some really long-term buying into this one for using leaps. I believe it was June of 2025. That's over a year out, guys. I mean, think about that. All right, and it's looking at, I think, what was it, like 340? I think 340 or 355, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. I'm just trying to remember, guys. I saw it a couple of hours ago, so maybe I'll look it up and tell you that in the Discord. But yeah, so crowd, this one short-term wise, I would say we have a possibility of hitting 338 again. That was the previous all-time high print right over here. So at the minimum, I would say we can see a bounce up to that point. But from this point forward, this one needs a lot of consolidation. I mean, this is really volatile price action. Yes, this is from earnings, but again, volatility is volatility. And this is what we're seeing right now. And potentially this can be the start of a stage 4 breakdown to the downside. Okay. All right. So we'll go over XLE, BTC, and RIVN. And that's it, guys. That's it. There's a reason why I'm doing this live stream very, very early today. So, but if you guys are really liking this this live stream a little bit earlier, we can switch back to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because again, last time it seems like people were preferring more of the later live streams at 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. So I don't know. I'm shrugging my shoulders here. If you guys want this time frame, this hour, let me know. Like this video. Tell me in the comments, whatever it is. All right. I know people have different schedules, obviously, but whatever works the best for the majority, that's what I would do. Okay. So XLE, I mean, Sparky, you called this one out in the Discord a couple of weeks ago, and this one has been raging to the upside. Yes, it's been a very, hard run to the upside. It's been very wiki as well. And let alone just the overall day-to-day performance of this one really makes you not want to hold this. But just like our previous CFO Swinger Watch newsletter swing trade idea, XOM, this one has been literally just trudging up higher very, very slowly, right? That's what trudging up means. So with XLE, one thing that needs to be confirmed for this week is a hold over this 87.50 resistance level here. Let me make it more accurate. Okay, so 87.50 is the critical level of resistance that we need to hold. If not, then we need to move back to the downside. So again, this is a critical level of resistance shown on the daily and the weekly, and it's essential. It's really essential if the price holds this, because again, there is a lot of supply overhead, and if the price is able to start taking out sellers from 87.50 to around, I would say 93.50-ish, okay, it will be pretty good for energy names, just like VLO. And again, we are wanting to see energy move to the upside, the entire energy sector having a bullish sentiment, and continuously moving to the upside, so that our VLO swing trade continuously sees a nice momentum run up, right? And obviously, if you want to blue sky breakouts, we need to see the overall markets participating by continuously moving up to the upside, just like we've been seeing for the S&P 500, right? So, hey, what's up, guys? Wow, seems like a lot more people are engaging here from this earlier live stream. Nice to know, nice to know. I'll keep this in mind. But the one thing that can literally make me remember that maybe people might want to be having an earlier live stream is if you guys smash that like button down below. I just wanted to get that in, guys. My apologies. But XLE, definitely it's gonna need another few weeks of consolidation, but I'm really liking this march up higher, this trudge up higher here with increasing volume, even though the volume is kind of falling off. So that's the reason why I'm pointing out that we need to hold 87.50, or else it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Okay. All right. And then Rivian and Sparky, I'll go over BTC last. So Rivian, obviously, really big volume today off of its reveal of its new, what was it? It's like a crossover. It's like SUV kind of car. I'm not really into the names and the design of Rivian, but overall, it seemed like it got some very positive feedback, and they had a pretty surprise waiting for its investors and consumers, or the people who drive their cars. And I think it's called the R3, if I'm not mistaken. And so Rivian has started to take reservations as well for $100. It's just like the Cybertruck. And so, Rivian definitely, they're taking this step by step, and I'm seeing a bit more confidence in this company after its most recent earnings report. It looks really bad still, share price wise, and just the technical perspective, right? Just on the overall technical perspective, it's not looking too good. So if you want to look at this one for the longer term, you should be looking at this one in longer term. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you guys want to grab any shares in this one, I highly recommend you guys grab shares, not call options. Even Leap's yearly option contracts, I would say it's a bit risky. I think it's a lot cheaper down here to be grabbing equity compared to option contracts that are that far out. Yes, you have time and time protection, right? But I just had to see a bit more from Rivian, right? The execution is seemingly getting better, and their means to deliver, right? The production and delivery process is the most important part for EV companies, which is the reason why we're seeing a lot of EV companies dying that are public in the market, just like FSR. That's a great example. Fisker. So, Rivian definitely, I would say you're bottom fishing here, and we don't like to have bottom feeders. So Rivian, I would say, yeah, just shares if you guys want to pick some down here and continuously dollar cost average into this one. If you guys truly believe in this one, just like people did back in for Tesla back in 2018, 2017, 2019. People continued to dollar cost average in that company until we actually saw some really good development from the company, right? And we actually saw cars being delivered. Okay, so Rivian, that's kind of my overall thoughts. I really don't think this is, it's not really something to be looking out for right now. It's not tradable. Well, it could be tradable, but if you want to take a look at this one in the longer term perspective, which you guys should be doing, I would say just grab shares, and you guys should be happy in the next 3 to 5 years based on how this company executes on its promises. Hey, Cho, one more like till 10. Come on, peepers, let's get Andrew to 10 likes and more. Thank you. That deserves a clap. Thank you, guys. Okay, so last but not least, Bitcoin. Ooh, and hopefully you guys are enjoying my crisp new mic. It's capturing every single thing that I say. But Bitcoin, anyways, guys, so Bitcoin made a new all-time high and immediately flushed. So there are signs that we're about to see a double top. And someone actually DM'd me on, oops, did not want to do this. Nope. Okay. So someone messaged me on Bitcoin last night, and they're talking about the potential head and shoulders. I don't see that anywhere. The only thing that I see is a potential double top. And it makes sense, right? I mean, I've been really just telling everyone in 2023 that a Bitcoin halving event, right, is going to occur in April of 2024. And we should be running into the halving event. And that's exactly what we did, even though I should have been more optimistic, to be honest, but I was still a little bit cautious. And I truly thought that once we hit 50,000, we'll be seeing an immediate flush. But I guess not. That's not how cryptocurrency works, The more hype you have, the more retail that you have, the higher it goes, right? So, Bitcoin definitely it's seeing some fraudy levels here, I would say. Hit all-time highs. It can continuously make all-time highs. Everyone is saying we're about to hit the 6-figure mark, the $100,000 per cryptocurrency, per Bitcoin, whatever you guys want to call it. And I think that could happen. That could happen. But it's, this is a really large move from 2023. So, I would kind of lean more towards the bearish perspective now with this potential double top. And that's not a very popular thing to say. So if you guys disagree with me, I'm sorry. But based on what occurred in 2021 to, well, right after that, Right? It was history after that, where we just dropped like a rock. Something like that could happen where we're not really dropping like a rock, but at the minimum, retesting that 60,000 whole number level, right? That 60,000 whole number level. So, Bitcoin, again, it's a bit wishy-washy here. I am bullish longer term. There could be that tap to that six-figure number, that six-figure digit. But hey, I'm shrugging my shoulders here. It's Bitcoin has run up a lot. It's getting a bit too topish for me to try to long this one up here. It kind of seems like the same story back in mid 2021 and late 2021 and into early 2022. But everyone's very bullish into this halving event in April. I think we're gonna get a sell-off after the halving event. I mean, that's a major catalyst as to the reason why we've been seeing the markets the prices rocketing up higher. So that's that for Bitcoin. I just want to see a nice retest of 60,000, and we'll see from there, right? We'll see from there. Okay, so that is it for tonight, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this almost hour live stream, and a pretty early one at that. But again, watch the beginning. I go over the entire idea and what you guys should be expecting from VLO, which is our current CFO Swinger Watch newsletter swing trade idea for this week. And if you guys want to get access to these amazing high quality swing trade ideas every single week, and also gain access a day earlier to the technical analysis video, which is now public. It was private before, and again, you guys can take a look at that in the description box below. I provided a link. Make sure you guys DM me on Instagram. I have a huge surprise for you guys waiting for you, so please let me know, and this is your opportunity to take it. All right, to take that surprise. This opportunity. All right, well, that is it for tonight and for this week. I might just increase the live streams of how many live streams that I do every single week, but it seems like people really like the Tuesday and Thursday schedule. So if you guys want me to add one more day, I am fine with doing that. But it seems like this schedule works out for a lot of people. And yeah, that is it for tonight, guys. I will see you guys next week at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And good luck tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good luck, guys, and have a great rest of your night.